that it feels very much like a powerful thing to be here. And I'll dive into the paper, and it's basically in 3 parts, and it's been a pleasure after seeing the book go to press to reweave aspects of it and consider it from different perspectives. So we'll see where this takes us. The talk aims to situate work within psychoanalysis, to rework conceptions of masculine identity in a fashion that problematizes desire for domination and control in favor of a life-affirming mutuality for fathers, sons, and civilization in general, I would say. In accepting Linné's invitation, I found myself associating to a 1969 essay entitled "The Personal is Political." There, Carol Hanisch, who gets credit for the slogan, considers the often encountered dichotomy of therapy or politics. Sort of California culture of navel gazing, I think, can be implicated here. She argues against this commonplace splitting to suggest that once therapeutic work addresses interpersonal power relations, that therapy is political. My recent book, Rapprochement Between Fathers and Sons, Breakdowns, Reunions, Potentialities, is framed in such a perspective and is also a foundation for this talk. In linking undifferentiated cognition to singularity, I'm also considering these frames to be consistent with Nietzsche's idea of Apollonian illusion. To that end, a Dionysian attitude is one of being differentiated. Differentiation, or the Dionysian, entails conscious work with epistemology. While I find help in Nietzsche's work, the knife in the title of my talk belongs to Foucault, as his genealogical work favors a particularity or specificity not found in Nietzsche's hammer. Today, taking a knife points to cutting into a dehumanized doing to make a place for being. This particularity is framed in the slow work of psychotherapy and other pursuits that situate temporality. Recognizing the power and difficulty found in the management of changes in perspective, Lacan considers psychoanalysis to be a science of mirages. In this, he adds that delusional aggression is a subject for psychoanalysis. For Lacan, ego functioning is prone to anti-dialectical aggression, in that one tends to generate thought as a frozen formalism in which the frozen quality is conceived or defended as a virtue. He adds the guilt of first subjective individuation becomes a check to this narcissistic aggression. Standing against narcissistic aggression is a Dionysian or poetic attitude. A poetic attitude is one that recognizes epistemology in a manner that affords humility. If one can acknowledge perspectivism and how one knows and what is known, then there's an awareness that language itself is overdetermined, as pragmatic meaning is variable. Simply, reality is greater than what any perspective can hold. Subjectivity, humbled by poetry, embraces encounters that alter perspective and reveal a singular perspective as limited. Such humility is at the center of Nietzsche's late life work, Ecce Homo, which focuses on creative autonomy that embraces paradox found in work with precarity. In this work, Nietzsche argues that a Dionysian attitude guards against pure reason and absolute spirituality, in preference for an appreciation of temporality and uncertainty. Max, the protagonist in Marie Sendak's Where the Wild Things Are, exists within a historical frame in which conceptions of family are assumed stable despite centuries of precarity. Historical analysis finds a focus on child welfare that includes examination of psychoanalytic history, in which father moves from being an essentialized biological parent to simply being another attachment figure who helps a child see themselves in the eyes of others. This wolf suit wearing mischievous boy named Max, who dreams of a forest inhabited by monsters, while grounded in his bedroom for the crime of threatening to eat his mother, affords a fine example of rapprochement. In this story, sailing away affirms mastery, as Max can dream of an adventure in which he is king. He returns on his own accord to find relational continuity in the form of his dinner waiting for him at the table. Working with fears of engulfment concerning his dependency needs and fears of abandonment in his desire for autonomy, Max is able to further develop a sense of mastery within fantasy life in the real world, productive limits set by his mother.